Oh, I do love the taste of rhubarb. I wonder if fragrances taste just as nice as the actual thing. It smells like rhubarb. Do I do it? Do I? No, not a good idea. Definitely not. So, good afternoon. Hope you're all having a good week. The weather seems to have really picked up, even though it's still very, very cold. But I hope you're enjoying the fragrance content that I've done so far. Today's a slightly different one again. What we're doing is we are going to drink fragrance notes. Yeah, so I'm not going to spray it in my mouth like I was just about to do with rhubarb eclat, because let's be honest, that would be silly and it wouldn't taste nice. Definitely not. But what I've basically got is I like my tea and my coffee. You've seen these in my fitness fragrance reviews. I'm always drinking tea and coffee. I've just got back from a workout. I really feel like I fancy some teas. So what I've got here is I've got loads of like fruity sort of teas. So I've got some here that have got like fig and rooibos. I've got, what's this one here? I've got turmeric, ginger and orange. So I've got loads of different sort of tea bags here. And of course, when you sort of hear these flavours essentially, they're notes that are in a lot of fragrances and some fragrances that I own. But I'm also, as you can tell, sitting by my computer. And I just wanted to see, are there some fragrances that we could maybe identify that maybe you own or maybe none of us have had before that we can maybe look at and go, oh, I'd like to try that. Or just it just stands out because it's got that note in it. So has it got chamomile in? Has it got those sort of different flavours? So what I'm essentially going to do is I'm going to boil up the kettle. I've got my sort of water here, or my cup here, sorry, to pour it in. And yeah, we're just going to try loads of different teas, which is perfect for me. We're going to see if we can find some of those flavours that I'm having in my tea in certain fragrances. And yeah, we'll see how many we can find, but we'll only probably pick a select few because let's be honest, I think a lot of fragrances probably have things like cinnamon in. But yeah, let's go find out. The kettle has just boiled. We're going to open up the peppermint one first. Now, I better not drink too much of these because you know what will happen otherwise. I'll need the toilet. So what I'm going to do is just basically infuse it and yeah, just have a little quick test or try of it. And I know what these taste like anyway. So yeah, let me get the kettle anyway and try not to get it over my computer. I found three fragrances. I'm just looking on Fragrantica, three fragrances that I've chosen for my mint range that I'm sure some of you have owned, and if you haven't, they're definitely worth trying. So I've got a bit of mint tea there. I should have got some cold water. So yeah, let's cut this and get some cold water because I'm not drinking that. I don't want to burn my mouth. So I'm just going to tip a bit of cold water in. So the three fragrances I've got from Fragrantica here. The first one, my brother owned this one. Actually, that is quite nice. It's quite refreshing on a day like today. But it's Prada Luna Rossa. Now, this is very much a sort of gym, sort of spring, summer, casual sort of fragrance. And when we look at it, the top notes are lavender and bitter orange. Middle notes, this is where the mint is. It's mint and clary sage. And then the base notes are ambrette or muskmallow and ambroxan. So you can kind of tell with those base notes there, this is very much a wearable scent. And obviously there's been flankers of this fragrance as well. But it does very well in terms of fragrance. 4,500 votes. It's got 4.16, a very popular one. If we look at the pros and cons that they talk about, aromatic with lavender, mint and soapy base is a pro. Minimalist and classy. Prada is brilliant for classy sort of scents. But then if you look at the negatives, again, may not suit everyone's skin chemistry, may smell a bit like soap, and yes, synthetic and sort of a bit generic. Well, I suppose that's really what people look for a lot of the time. I think these sort of easy to wear lavender scents definitely have a place. And, you know, again, now it's a bit of an old school phrase. Maybe this is one that actually people could wear a little bit more. But yeah, people may argue it's a little bit boring. I don't think boring is bad. You could wear this all year. That could be your signature scent. So I thought I'd just bring that one up because it feels a little bit forgotten now. The next one is an Aqua de Parma, and I've never owned this one, but my brother has, and it's basically been changed actually. They changed it and rebranded it. It doesn't have mint in now according to the 2022 version, but the 2015 version of this, Colonia Club, did have mint in. So if we look at the top notes, it was mint, bergamot, neroli, lemon, petitgrain, mandarin orange. Middle notes, lavender, geranium, galbanum. Base notes, vetiver, ambergris, and musk. Now this was a very, very strong scent. My brother got a lot of compliments from this one actually, but it is quite old school. It's definitely got that old-fashioned barbershop vibe to it, but I really liked it. Again, the Aqua de Parma fragrances, doesn't matter what cologne or to be honest with you, any of the sort of ones you try from them, They're all fantastic. But yeah, I don't think this is true though. It's similar to cheap alternatives like the Cool Water Night Dive by Davidoff. That's a con apparently. But no, if you want an old school sort of classy fragrance, you can still find that 2015 pickup. Please go for it. It's very, very green. The bottle's even green, and it's definitely got that nice bit of mint with it. Yeah, that's really nice. Right, on to the final one, Guerlain On. So this one came out in 2016. It's an eau de parfum. Again, I've not owned this one, but my dad owned it. And I must admit, I probably sprayed about 30 ml of it. Never really noticed. This one is lovely. This is like a mojito sort of lime drink. So if we look at the notes again, top notes are peppermint, lime and rum, middle note floral notes, base notes are vetiver, cedar and patchouli. This was amazing. If you like that sort of lime cocktail sort of drink with that sort of really light, easy to wear mint, not that heavy aggressive one, that was fantastic. So definitely recommend it. You can still get it. It's not cheap, but it's definitely worth the pickup. And again, people say it's unisex, good for outdoor activities. It's not overly unique, people say. The mint note may not be sharp enough for some, so there you go. It is a very wearable mint. I think it's very wearable for most people, to be honest with you. I get that it's not sharp, but for 90% of people, that's what they're going to want. So yeah, that was mint. Right, finish this one up and we'll go on to the next drink. I'm not looking, I'm just going to pick a random one out of the bag. Oh, it's the one I haven't tried. So turmeric, ginger and orange. So we're going to find one fragrance of each of those sort of notes. So let's not throw it. Let's open it up and yeah, we'll see what this one tastes like. Okay, so let's pour this one in. It's turmeric, ginger and orange. It's definitely got that bit of spiciness from the ginger. Right, let's pour that in. I'll give it a sip, give you a review of it. Should you buy this sort of tea before I talk about the 3 fragrances I've got? Just try and not kick these over next to a computer, right? Wow, that's hot. Ooh. I love turmeric tea. Really nice. But what sort of fragrances then have turmeric in? Do many fragrances have it in? Apparently it adds a little bit of a fizz, but I'm not so sure. It adds an extra spiciness. That's what they really mean by saying that. So the one I've got here, I've never owned this fragrance. Actually, I've not owned any of these 3 fragrances. So that's a first here. Because normally I try to use ones I know. I don't know these, and that's why I'm buying my computer today. Because I wanted to sort of recommend something I don't normally talk about. This one is turmeric latte. Now on fragrance gets 4.27, so 4.3 out of 5. That's very good. It is unisex, which is the other reason I liked it. It's a winter fall scent, according to Fragrantica as well. What do people say? It's warm and comforting, sweet and vanilla forward, comparable to most expensive niche sort of, fragrances. It says a good dupe for tobacco vanille. Well, it has got a lot saying it's very similar to tobacco vanille, so I may need to try this one because the notes are tonka bean, vanilla, turmeric and benzoin. Some people say it's not that spicy though, and it's more vanilla. So it's obviously a vanilla heavy one. Yeah, turmeric latte though, that sounds really nice. I love Lush fragrances. As you know, I've got plenty of Lush fragrances, and the ones I'm really enjoying at the moment, particularly in this fall sort of transition season, is Cinders. Cinders is really nice. I will definitely do a fragrance review on that one as well. But yeah, so there's a Lush fragrance that has it. The thing I like with Lush fragrances, as you can tell with this one, they tend to mention the sort of what it is in it. So like sticky dates or, you know, mint something. So you tend to find it's quite easy to detect those notes from it. Some say it's not very long lasting though either. But yeah, definitely one to just keep an eye on. Turmeric latte, full season now. Thought that'd be an interesting one to go for. Right, let's go on to ginger. So ginger is Boss the Scent Absolute. That's the one I've gone for because the top note actually is ginger. It says top note is ginger, middle note is maninka, and base note is vetiver. Now my dad owned this one, and to be honest with you, I love ginger. The ginger's really kicking through in this tea actually. Ginger just adds a real spiciness. There's been some really popular ginger fragrances over the years. I remember the Azaro Ginger Lover was really popular. People say it's like a nice fizzy one. This one very much fits in that sort of mould of you could wear it all year, to be honest with you. And yeah, it's just kind of, it's a bit generic. That's what I would say with this one. It's a generic night out, easy to wear fragrance. You're not going to offend anyone. I don't really know the Ninka fruit, but ginger, if you ever see that note in a fragrance, it's just fizzy, really. In terms of a score, this one gets on Fragrantica 4.25. So for a pretty safe fragrance, that's a decent score, because let's be honest, Fragrantica, people are pretty critical. Right, one more. So what did I go for the orange? The orange, I went for Boss in Motion by Hugo Boss, another Hugo Boss one. The reason this was is my brother owned this, and it was launched in 2002. Top notes: orange, bergamot, violet leaf, and basil. And then you'd have those sort of more woodsy notes like vetiver, sort of sandalwood and vetiver and musk in the note breakdown in the dry down. So yeah, this one again, people say it's highly energetic, good for casual and everyday wear. Pure orange with spices and wood. So again, the orange is really, at the heart of this. But yeah, it's not a statement scent. That's what they kind of say, but I think if you want anything again that's really safe, orange fragrances tend to be. I mean, I absolutely love Rancia di Capri. So if you've not tried this one, most realistic orange scent I've ever smelt, to be honest with you. Really, really nice. Definitely recommend. Performance isn't good, but it's a different level of sophistication. So yeah, that's that one done. Let's finish this tea up and we'll go on to the next one. I'm not looking. We've got Twining's Peace. Now this one says it's got mellow chamomile, vanilla, and cinnamon. So let's find a fragrance with those three notes in. Someone else love chamomile? I absolutely love it. And if you do like tea, please try this one, Twining's Peace. You really get this lovely vanilla and chamomile combination. It just works. But does it work in fragrances? That's the important one. So I've actually found four here, four different fragrances I wanted to look at. So let's first of all touch on the chamomile, because that's the main thing in this tea. And the one that I've come up with or found on Fragrantica, very interesting. A lot of fragrances that have chamomile in are actually very, very expensive. And this is one of them. This is Gucci Memoir d'un Erde, apparently. I don't know how you pronounce it, but according to Google Translate, it's called Memory of a Gucci Scent for Men and Women. And the top note is chamomile and bitter almond, musk, Indian jasmine, and then it's got base notes of sandalwood, cedar, and vanilla. This feels like a very creamy floral fragrance to me. And very relaxing. Chamomile's obviously meant to help you sleep. Very relaxing fragrance, caffeine free. So that's why I like it as a drink, to be honest. So what do people say about it, though? Oh, it's all in foreign writing. Cut. Just for fun, let's see if we can actually translate what it actually says, because it's in French. I think I might get some of this. Let's see if you can help me. So they love this fragrance, something three, something something. But let's go on. So they obviously like the smell. The smell's obviously nice. However, I reckon that means it's got 1 hour of longevity, so it doesn't last very long, which you'd probably expect just based on the lighter notes that are in this fragrance. But it does get, if we look at the score it gets, scroll up, it gets 3.8 out of 5, and that's 7,000 votes on fragrance. So for an expensive fragrance that sounds like it might be a little bit generic, that's absolutely fine. I think you can wear that all year. Obviously feels like a summer light one, more feminine, but yeah, I might try that one day. That sounds like a fragrance I'd like, especially because I'm one of the rare people that does actually drink chamomile tea. Right, let's go on to the next notes in that tea bag. Cinnamon. Cinnamon's in so many fragrances that I could have just picked about 1,000,000, to be honest. There's such a long list that Fragrantica gives you. Brilliant, by the way, Fragrantica. It tells you all the fragrances that have got that note in it. So if you ever want to find out a certain fragrance note that you like and you know you like it, just type in fragrance with cinnamon notes and it'll come up straight away. The one I've got here is Bougeron Jaipur. So this is the cinnamon one. This is an old school fragrance, launched in 1998. Top notes of cardamom, lemon, lime, and bergamot. Middle notes of cinnamon, carnation, rose, and jasmine. And then the base notes of benzoin, tonka bean, patchouli, and cedar. I am desperate to try this. This is an oriental spicy. Obviously, the cinnamon plays a role in the sort of spiciness alongside those floral notes in the heart as well. Just based on it, it seems like it could be an all-year scent. I mean, it obviously will lean more winter fall because a lot of old school fragrances do, because they're super heavy. But most people on there say it smells really luxurious. Again, it sounds like there's a lot of complexity here, and it does say it's a complicated or complemented fragrance. Sorry. Some people though, what are the sort of issues? Some people say it's too feminine. Powdery and soapy dry down. I'm quite happy with that. May induce headaches. Not as spicy as expected. Yeah, that sounds okay to me. I'm really interested. Please let me know if you've tried this fragrance, but I'm sure it's not that sort of cinnamon that you get in modern fragrances. They're a little bit sweeter, a little bit more juvenile, a bit more playful. This one feels sophisticated. So yeah, this is one that definitely be on my to buy list. It's in my fragrance jar. Um, so yeah, I may buy that one before Christmas. That's the plan. I've wanted this one for about 10 years. But yeah, if anyone's tried it, give me your thoughts. Right, we're going to do two for vanilla now. This one kind of grabbed my attention. It was launched in 2002. I don't think you can get it anymore because of the name. It's called Baby Touch by Burberry. Now, Baby Touch was launched in 2002. Now, it is a unisex fragrance. Top notes: lemon verbena, mint rhubarb, orange mandarin orange. Middle notes: orange blossom, lily of the valley, jasmine, milk, vanilla, and moss. Now, the milkiness I can understand with the maybe that's where the name is, but this is what confused me. This is again only on Fragrantica, but this is what people say. It smells like clean skin or fresh air. Okay, I reckon it's like a clean laundry smell. But anyway, this is the other thing. Good choice for caregivers. Unisex as gentle and pleasant. Great as a gift for baby showers. It's just a fragrance at the end of the day, isn't it? Some people say it lacks the true baby smell and it's not intended for babies but imitates the smell of a baby. Anyone else think that's a bit odd? I don't know. Is that maybe the plan? Was that the marketing point? But I just found that very weird. That's just Fragrance's pros and cons from people that voted it. But yeah, I think that's very odd. However, it did get 4.05 out of 5, so it did get good reviews. Again, very easy to wear, very wearable. Feels very feminine, but yeah. Not sure I want the baby smell, but each their own. And the other one, now I love the sound of this, but this one actually does divide opinion a little bit. It's 3.6 out of 5 with nearly 2,000 votes. This is Vanilla Cake by Montal. Now the notes in this one, this is actually marketed, I believe, oh no, it's for women and men, but it is more unisex. So the notes in this are meringue, which I love meringue, Madagascar vanilla, milk, caramel, and almonds. You can already guess it's this nice milky, sort of nutty thing. Apparently, it's just like a cake, essentially. That's what it smells like, a nice vanilla cake, which, again, that's what I like with Montal. It tells you what it is. People say it's quite nauseating, quite synthetic, but apparently the almond note's really strong in it, and it's just very creamy. I do like a sort of creamy, nutty sort of fragrance. So, yeah, that's another one I'm definitely considering. Launched in 2018, winter, fall. It does lean into spring a little bit, they say, as well. So, yeah, if anyone's tried vanilla cake, if not, that's one we need to look out for. So, there's that one done. I have got, how many more tea bags have I got left to do? 2 more. I'm going to do the open one this time. Just need to double check it is that one. Yeah, so this is red bush, or I think it's pronounced Rooibos tea. It's basically red tea. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm no tea expert like I'm no fragrance expert, this one might be okay to drink now. I've been waffling for so long, haven't I? Let's taste it. It would be more red than that normally, but yeah, this one essentially, I think it only grows in South Africa, and it's a sort of fruitiness. It tastes like normal tea, to be honest, but with a slight hint of fruitiness. Maybe that's the red that you get from it. But yeah, let's have a look at the fragrances I've found that have Rooibos tea in. There's more than you actually think. I do like this. I'm getting a little bit... So if I do go for a walk this afternoon, I might need to go to all those public toilets again, like I did on my Bentley burglar mission. Anyway, I love Rooibos tea. You can have it with milk as well, by the way. But what's it like in fragrances? Do they normally add things like milk, or do they make it a slightly different composition? What does it add to these fragrances? So the first one I've got here, it's actually not an expensive one, but I know Lacoste L1212 do plenty of quite popular fragrances, different colour bottles. This one's a red bottle, and this one's called L1212 Rouge Energetic. Fresh, spicy, smoky, warm, spicy, tropical, fruity. I think that fruitiness will come from the tea. The top notes are ginger, cardamom, black pepper. Middle notes where's the Rooibos tea and mango is. And then it's got benzoin in the base. So, what do people say about it? What's the sort of general opinion of it? People say... I can't find it. Where is it? Right. So, it's a horrible fragrance I can't tolerate. That doesn't add a lot. Smells alright, decent, safe, plain and simple. It smells more spicy than than anything else, maybe from the black pepper. So yeah, I think it's just a very safe one again, to be honest with you. But again, I wanted to kind of show that you can get sort of cheaper fragrances or quite wearable fragrances that actually do include a lot of, notes in it that you don't necessarily think of. I mean, I never think of Rooibos tea as a note that's in a fragrance, but there are plenty of cheap fragrances. If you look down the list, you go, I own that one. I can't believe it's got that in it, like chamomile or something. So yeah, it's really interesting having a little look through them as well. And again, whether they really add a lot, I'd really love to interview someone who does these fragrances, makes these fragrances, and say, why did you add Rooibos tea to this fragrance? Adds the sort of element of the rouge. You can see it's gone quite brown now, to be honest with you, but I don't know how much yet. See here, someone said it's tea with a hint of mango, so they haven't said it's spicy at all. Personal opinion. Everyone smells things differently, and obviously skin chemistry matters a lot. Now, there was also a clone fragrance here. I assume it's a clone fragrance, or it's a clone house normally, Latifa. So I did a review of their fragrance yesterday. I did the Ragwood Intense. So yeah, if you haven't checked that one out, check that out. But interestingly, all these fragrances, now this one has it again in the middle note, so it looks like this tea note tends to be in the middle. But yeah, they seem to be quite smoky according to the reviews. This one's got a, there you go, Dynasty opens with a lively mix of citrus, ginger and a surprisingly deep Rooibos tea note. So the tea obviously really does stick in that fragrance. A lot of people mention that, so very interesting. The first fragrance, the cost one, people sort of said it's there, whereas in this one it seems to be at the heart of the fragrance. Then the final one was actually Caroline Herrera phrase for women, Oriental Floral, and it was Africa. And again, I think, as I was saying earlier, this is a tea that comes from South Africa, so hopefully it's maybe got that a bit of vibe. Maybe that's why they've put it in this fragrance, but gets 4 out of 5, so I don't think it's still around anymore, but yeah, interesting. Olivier Cresp, I believe he's quite a well-known perfumer as well, made that one. So yeah, very interesting. I really like Rooibos tea, and yeah, maybe if I make another sort of tea fragrance at some point, we'll try that one and see how that combines with the other scents I add to it. But yeah, we're gonna be on to the last one. Okay, so the last one we're looking at, this is a Twinings Quiet Mind. We won't do vanilla and Rooibos again, but the one I want to talk about in here is velvety vanilla in harmony with sweet fig and gentle Rooibos. So we're going to find 3 fig fragrances. Let's see what this one tastes like. I had this yesterday, but I can't actually remember it now. I'll be honest, I was thirsty before this video because I deliberately didn't have a big drink. I'm not anymore. This is what, my 5th one, is it? That is good. Try Twinings teas if you haven't had these before and you're British, because let's be honest, probably a lot of the American viewers watching this, you probably think this is disgusting. I love it. Anyway, let's look at the 3 fragrances I found for fig. Well, the first one I need to talk about is one I own, and I've done a fitness fragrance review of this one recently. Fico di Amalfi by Acqua di Parma. This is probably one of the most well-known fig fragrances because it's at the heart of the fragrance. As we normally say, it tends to be with citrus scents. Fragrances that have those top notes don't tend to last very long, do they? So it's very hard sometimes to have a fruity fragrance where that is the heart of it. Fig is dominant here. It's really, really noticeable in this fragrance, and it smells so good. It just smells, to me, it's got a blackcurranty type smell to it, but it's obviously the fig. But it's so unisex, really lovely. I wore it to a job interview, and it was very calming, very inviting. If you want to be classy and inviting, and just casual but classy casual, that is what this is. It just does the job. I don't necessarily think I'd want to dress it up because it's too fruity for that, but it's really nice. Fig fragrances are absolutely great, and there's 2 more I just want to quickly show you. Okay, so these are 2 fragrances I've not owned. I've actually never had the brand of these as well, but they drew my attention for a couple of reasons. So the first one is Diptyque Velocicos, I believe it's pronounced. This is a green, woody, sweet, fresh, fruity, lactonic coconut fragrance, according to Fragrantica. Top notes are fig leaf and fig. Middle notes are green notes and coconut. Base notes are fig tree, woody notes and cedar. So there's a lot of fig in this as well. But I love coconut. I really do in a fragrance. So this sounds like something I really like alongside cedar, which I think is a brilliant, brilliant note. And it's used so many times. People say it's joyful and uplifting, ideal for fig tree lovers, realistic fig note. It's got a vegetal note. I love those sort of herbal notes. Hermes are fantastic at it. So I think this would be really, really nice. I'm definitely want to try this one. Some people say it may cause itchiness for some due to realistic fig notes. That's a con. If you ever heard of being itchy after a fragrance, let me know in the comments if you have, because I haven't. Not everyone may appreciate its realistic nature, so it's obviously super realistic, and I think that would be great. So I am definitely interested in getting that. Only problem is it's about £150 for 50 ml, so yeah, may have to sort of leave that one. But I thought that was really interesting how dominant fig is in this and how realistic it is to the point that some people actually don't like it for that reason. The next one is a company that I think I've seen this one before, and I think this was the fragrance I was looking at. But they've definitely had some other sort of phrases that are in these sort of purple bottles. But it's Molinard, and it's called Fig, Figue. Now this is fruity, woody, citrus green, sweet. So again, sweet and fruity, very summery, unisex. But the top notes are fig, lemon, and blackcurrant. Middle notes are green leaves, floral notes, and jasmine. Then cedar, musk, and amberwood. Again, it's around £50 for 50 ml. People say there's too much ISOE super in this, so it's obviously got a bit of that blue sort of vibe to it as well, which makes it probably quite easy to wear in multiple occasions. Someone said it's got an unexpected delicious whiff of lemon meringue and cotton candy. But again, it looks like one that you could just wear in the summer. It sounds like blackcurrant may overshadow the fig scent, so maybe a little bit like I was saying earlier. Blackcurrant and fig, you can always get confused with what that smell actually is. They're quite similar in fragrances. So yeah, interesting. But again, in terms of sort of a score it gets on fragrance, it gets 4.1, pretty good, 1,000 votes. And Philosopher's gets 4.2. So they're obviously very popular scents. I don't think they're probably going to top Vico di Amalfi, which some people say is their favourite Acqua di Parma. So yeah, very interesting. As I said, there's a lot of fragrances that obviously are notes that are used in the teas that I drink. So it's quite interesting to see what there is. And yeah, there's so many more. So please let me know if you've had any sort of fragrances that have the notes that I've talked about today, or any sort of fragrances that I don't talk about that, you know, are a little bit unique in a fragrance that maybe I could try, because I'm always looking to try more fragrances. So yeah, that is it for today. Sorry, this was kind of a bit of a waffle to myself, I must admit. But yeah, really, I just needed a drink, didn't I? But it is interesting to look at sort of fragrances, ones that you've owned or ones you currently own. I mean, I love my coffee fragrances. This double espresso one I've mentioned so much. Just smells like so realistic. And you know, when you do have that appreciation of fragrances, you do notice flavors in food and drink a lot when you go, oh, a fragrance is like that, or you know, vice versa. And yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at some of the things I eat as well at some point. So we'll do a sort of other version of this where, you know, if I'm eating an apple, let's find some fragrances that have apple notes in as well. So we'll have a little look at that. But yeah, I do drink some funny teas, and probably no wonder I'm always needing the toilet on these runs, because yeah, I drink a lot of water, but that's a good thing, I guess. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. So I hope it gave you really what I wanted from this, to be honest with you, was to give you some idea of some different phrases, because again, I can talk about my own, but you've seen my own, and I just wanted to maybe remind you of some that you've had in the past, or some safe ones that you could buy, some that are obviously discontinued, and yeah, just maybe give you an appreciation of some of those different notes that you may enjoy. So yeah, please let me know if there's any fragrances that you can recommend with some unique notes, like a fig or a rhubarb that's dominant in the fragrance. And I'm sure in the meantime, I'll certainly put them in my jar to maybe buy at Christmas. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to go tip this away now. More fragrance videos to come this week. I hope you'll join me for them. Catch you later.